Hey there, Seguto golfers. Tom Seguto here, and guess what? I'm in Miami right now for a stack and tilt golf camp. It's going to be so exciting. I'm diving in, learning the most in-depth and refined points of the golf swing alongside Andy Plummer, one of the creators of Stack and Tilt. It's going to be super awesome, and I hope you get a chance to meet him in this time where I'm doing a little bit of a camp vlog, if you will, for this Stack and Tilt camp coming up. A little bit about why I'm doing this. Well, if you haven't caught on to my channel and seen the content, you know that it's heavily influenced by Stack and Tilt. Everything that I teach is based on that system of golf that changed my life 7 years ago. My experience with Stack and Tilt has been amazing. In fact, I see it as the simplest way to hit a golf ball. I'll explain why in a little bit. But I picked up Stack and Tilt at a time when I had hit absolute rock bottom and I was ready to quit the game and completely give up any chance of becoming a PGA professional. My game was in complete disrepair. If you know what it's like, I'm sure many of you do because you're on YouTube here looking up golf tips, the feeling of shooting 95 one day and then 75 the next day and saying, why? Why does this keep happening? And I can practice a lot and still, why? Why am I suffering? Why is it always a roller coaster? I wanted that roller coaster to stop, or else I wasn't going to consider a career in golf. Why would I work in a game that never rewards you? Why is it always going to be miserable one day and good the next? I'm just going to do something else with my life, right? That kind of rock bottom, so low. And I was on an internship, met an assistant pro there, and I said, can you please help me? I'm at my wit's end. I'm done. One lesson, and I'm ready to throw in the towel for everything. And I'm the guy, I'm the guy coming from the shifting and lifting squad, dropping the club in the slot, releasing the hands hard after impact. And so he said, yeah, I'll take a look at on your lunch break. So we had about 15, 20 minutes on lunch break, went out on the range, hit some golf balls, and he said, stop. Like 3 balls in, he's like, stop. So I'm like, yes, this is the good stuff. Come on, hit me over the head with a sledgehammer. Beat me up. And he said, I want you to swing your hands in, more around your body. I want you to keep your weight forward throughout the swing. No shifting and no lifting, essentially. And I said, that sounds like Stack and Tilt. And he was like, just shut up and hit the ball. I was one of those never tilters. So it's amazing, in fact, that I'm even here at a Stack and Tilt camp 7 years later. Because I was conditioned by the media of golf and by the top instructors that Stack and Tilt was an evil way. Evil, it's so evil. They teach you to shift your weight. Nobody does that. That's evil. And I said, yeah, that's right. That's evil. Nobody should learn Stack and Tilt. It's terrible. It's another way to swing a golf club, and yet we're talking like it's politics and religion here. There should be none of that in golf. Golf is recreational. Golf is fun. Stack and Tilt's just another way to make golf fun. You should not be bickering about who killed who. Monty Python reference, if you know what I'm talking about. And so, kind of opened my eyes to like, now you know why the game isn't growing. Because people are too clinging to their egos in golf instruction, and they're like, well, you have to learn this way. Or, it's my way or the highway, and if you want to consider Stack and Tilt, you can leave. Like, it's that type of thing. Because when I switched to Stack and Tilt, my friends didn't like it very much. They thought I was an idiot. And I was pretty much, lightly ridiculed in a way for keeping my weight forward in a golf swing. Is that right? No. That's not properly ordered. It's like condemning me for putting icing on a Twinkie. I don't know. It's like something stupid. It's trivial. It's golf. It's a game. And you're gonna slam me for teaching a swing, or doing a swing at that time. Not teaching it at that time, but doing a swing that just puts weight on the front side and keeps a center turn. And I'm playing some great golf and having fun doing it. Oh, weird world. That's my experience with Stack and Tilt. So the fact that I'm here in Miami doing this, I'm really excited. And you should be too. Because if you've been searching for that magical moment, that compression, that buttery crispy contact, and if you think that it's not possible to do that every single time, think again. I don't have much time to practice. In fact, I might be lucky to practice 15 balls in between one lesson during the week. That's how busy things are. And whenever I go practice, I know exactly where that club's going to come into the ground with certainty because of this system, because of stack and tilt. Now, if you want that, it's right here. It's on this channel. It's on Nick Taylor's channel. If you ever check him out, awesome stack and tilter. It's on the Stack and Tilt website. It's at the camp with the masters of stack and tilt. Why do I love stack and tilt so much? And you're going to find out more throughout this vlog. I love stack and tilt so much because there is a definite cause and effect to everything you do in this golf swing. And as an instructor, you don't want to go into a lesson saying, oh my goodness, I hope I can help fix this person. You'd rather go into a lesson saying, I can't wait to help this person because I know I can fix them. That's the kind of certainty you get going into a stack and tilt golf lesson. It's literal certainty, because if I do X, Y happens. If I lift the arms, I must drop them, I must hit. You know exactly what you're getting into. You know exactly how to correct and refine the swing. That kind of confidence at a lesson means it's not like, man, I hope if I pay Tom that I hope I get better. No, it's more like, well, if I pay for a lesson with Tom or so-and-so at Stack and Tilt, you're gonna get better because the system is always gonna work when you do the motions. And so we're here. So the cause and effect relationship is really important. I dove in with Stack and Tilt, and my instructor story, my route to instruction is not very standard at all. I had no aspirations of being an instructor. Zero. I liked the golf swing. I liked talking about the golf swing. Never really considered myself to be an instructor of the golf swing. And I never tried to force myself to teach anybody. You know, like those guys that are always telling you tips during the round. I was never that guy. I was just like, let's play some golf, have some fun. And I started diving into Stack and Tilt, trying to master the system, because when I picked it up in 2013 and it started going off really well, I want to know everything about this, because this is contrary to everything I've learned up to this point. It's contrary to the shift and lift mentality of the average golfer. Completely opposite. And so I wanted to know more about this. What is this sorcery? What makes this so good? Why is this working? Got the red book, written by Andy Plummer and Mike Bennett, the two Stack and Tilt creators. Like I said, I'll be seeing Andy here at the camp, and hopefully we can see him. That'd be really cool. Meet him on camera up here. And in just reading the book shows the best ball strikers of all time laid out on a panel. And throughout various sections of the book, you see the best ball strikers of all time. Doesn't matter who it is: Nicklaus, Palmer, Snead, Hogan, many others. And it's saying these are key fundamentals of the golf swing. Fundamental number one, hitting the ground in the same spot every time. Clean contact every single time. That's the first fundamental. First golf lesson you get with me works on that fundamental, bar none. Until we can create consistent impact every single time, we're going to keep working at it. We don't do anything until we create a consistent contact point. After that, we add power and we add accuracy. But until you can hit the ground in the same spot every time, hit ball and divot, compress, 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 we're going to work at it until you can do it in your sleep. Then, what they also determined, Plummer and Bennett, the greatest players, there was no standard fundamental like we think of fundamentals. They looked at tons of the greatest players. All of them gripped the club differently. Hogan with the weak grip. Palmer with the strong grip. Trevino with the I'm not sure what kind of grip he's got. So grip was not a fundamental. Fundamental is a baseline, something you can work on that's solid, that always is going to produce for you in a sport. The fundamental. Well, grip's not a fundamental. Alignment. Some aim right, some aim left, some aim straight. Some of the greatest players. Alignment can't be a fundamental. They all have some varying different degrees of golf swing. Like some Nicklaus, he's got the lift. I know. If you can make it work, make it work. Palmer's got his own thing. Hogan's got his own thing. But there was no real fundamental in those very broad areas like grip, stance, posture, alignment. But what the fundamentals were of the golf swing were these things. Every player had to have consistent, clean contact with the golf ball. They hit it far enough and accurate enough to play good golf. And what they determined was a set of fundamentals for the golf swing. And that's what we're going to talk more about in depth here in the camp. Like the hows and whys and everything in more depth than in the book. They determined this. Every player in the golf swing tilts. So every player turns their lead shoulder down. It's tilting the golf swing because they maintain their body's inclination to the ground in the golf swing. The ground's down there. You swing the club with your orientation to the ground. You have an insanely better chance of hitting the ground, hitting the ball first, taking to it. Then, after that, they also determined the greatest players weren't a bunch of Ferris wheels swinging their arms straight up in the air. I mean, there's some guys who can time it and they drop it. The greatest players, they determined for power, they swung their hands in, took their hands and they moved them behind the trail shoulder. And then they also determined that the best players kept their body in a somewhat centered pivot. Centered pivot meaning they didn't do a lot of shifting and swaying. Everything seemed to rotate around a centered point. And so that's where the weight forward came into play. If you keep your weight forward throughout the swing, you're more likely to turn in a circle. Instead of moving your contact point around like this, left, right, shift, sway, guess and game, guess and game. And so it's literally the simplest way to hit a golf ball. We're going to just be hitting this stuff really hard. And I encourage you, if you are a self-taught student of the game and you are skeptical of stack and tilt, no need to fear. I am the guy who was so against stack and tilt. I would have rather cut all my arms off than do stack and tilt type of thing. But I had no options. If I wanted any chance of having a PGA membership and working in golf, stack and tilt is the reason I'm here. And it's the reason that a ton of you on the channel are playing some excellent golf right now. This camp here is going to be so much fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait for you all to see some of the action that goes on here. I'm going to do some recaps each day. I'm not going to film the classroom stuff. That's for you to go in and see. But we might have a special guest opportunity with Andy Plummer, which would be really awesome to showcase the system. Talk about some stack and tilt and ways that, and just molding your understanding of the golf swing into something that's simpler and not so difficult. So, a bit of an introduction here, but in short, really excited. Too long didn't read. Really excited to be in Miami. Stack and tilt camp coming up tomorrow. Oh. And we're going to hit it hard in the network training with tons of other instructors. Then on Thursday through Saturday, we're going to be camping. I'm going to put a tent out there on the driving range and say, I want you to take my golf swing and mold it. I want you to beat me up. Tell me what I'm doing wrong, tell what I need to do. But also, most importantly, how can I help you play your best golf right now? Everything that I do in instruction, whether I completely duff a shot, I'm out there on the front lines trying out these things so that you can have a better understanding of the golf swing. Because that's ultimately what SagutoGolf is about. That's what I'm about, is that growing the game, getting people to have more fun in the simplest way possible while keeping it body friendly. Oh, by the way, hitting it with the wrath of God. Is that fun? Yeah, it's a ton of fun. And I don't care that it's stack and tilt. It could be named something completely different. It could be named something like Lop and Loop. I don't care what the name is. I just call it golf swing. It's simplified golf, ladies and gentlemen. Simplified golf. Next time you run into people that criticize you for swinging the club a certain way or get really angry just say, really? This is more fun. You don't want to have fun. That's your problem. You don't want to have fun playing golf. You want to be miserable, and if you want to pay 50 or 60 bucks to play golf and be miserable all the time, you're completely welcome to do that. But life is too short to do that. So that's why we're having some fun at this camp. You're going to be getting some really awesome clips, fingers crossed. And my understanding of the golf swing is going to be a lot deeper to help provide you with a much better golf learning experience. So I can't wait to share this footage with you. Stay tuned throughout this. It's going to be a playlist, my vlog of this lesson, and we're going to have some fun doing some stack and tilt.